Chapter 11 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Shubda Garani. The Bhagavad Gîtâ, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. Chapter 11 of the Manifesting of the One and Manifold. Arjuna, this for my soul's peace have I heard from thee, the unfolding of the mystery supreme, named Adhyatman, comprehending which my darkness is dispelled. For now I know, O lotus-eyed, whence is the birth of men and whence their death, and what the majesties of thine immortal rule. Fain would I see, as thou thyself declarest it, sovereign Lord, the likeness of that glory of thy form wholly revealed, O thou divinest one. If this can be, if I may bear the sight, make thyself visible, Lord of all prayers. Show me thy very self, the eternal God. Krishna, gaze then, thou son of Pritha, I manifest for thee those 100,000 shapes that clothe my mystery. I show thee all my semblances, infinite, rich, divine, my changeful hues, my countless forms. See in this face of mine, Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwins, and Maruts. See wonders unnumbered, Indian prince, revealed to none save thee. Behold, this is the universe. Look, what is life and dead. I gather all in one, in me. Gaze as thy lips have said on God eternal, very God. See me, see what thou prayest. Thou canst not, nor with human eyes, Arjuna, ever mayest. Therefore I give thee sense divine. Have other eyes, new light, and look. This is my glory, unveiled to mortal sight. Sanjaya, then, O king, the god so saying stood to Pritha's son displaying all the splendor, wonder, dread of his vast almighty head. Out of countless eyes beholding, out of countless mouths commanding, countless mystic forms enfolding in one form, supremely standing, countless radiant glories bearing, countless heavenly weapons bearing, crowned with garlands of star clusters, robed in garb of woven lustres, breathing from his perfect presence, breaths of all delicious essence, of all sweetest odors, shedding blinding brilliance, overspreading, boundless beautiful all spaces, from his all-regarding faces. So he showed, if there should rise suddenly within the skies sunburst of 1,000 suns, flooding earth with rays undeemed of, then might be that Holy One's majesty and glory dreamed of. So did Pandu's son behold all this universe enfold, all its huge diversity into one great shape, and be visible and viewed and blended in one body, subtle, splendid, nameless, the all-comprehending God of gods, the never-ending deity. But sore, amazed, thrilled, overfilled, dazzled and dazed, Arjuna knelt and bowed his head and clasped his palms and cried and said, Arjuna, yea, I have seen, I see, Lord, all is wrapped in thee. The gods are in thy glorious frame, the creatures of earth and heaven and hell. In thy divine form dwell, and in thy countenance show all the features of Brahma, sitting lone upon his lotus throne, of saints and sages and the serpent races, Ananta, Vasuki. Yea, mightiest Lord, I see thy thousand arms and breasts and faces, and eyes on every side, perfect, diversified, and nowhere end of thee, nowhere beginning, nowhere a center, shifts wherever soul's gaze lifts, thy central self, all willing and all winning. Infinite King, I see the anadem on thee, the club, the shell, the discus, see thee burning in beams insufferable, lighting earth, heaven, and hell, with brilliance blinding, glorious, flashing, turning darkness to dazzling day. Look I whichever way. Ah, Lord, I worship thee, the undivided, the uttermost of thought, the treasure palace wrought to hold the wealth of the worlds, the shield provided to shelter virtue's laws, the fount whence life's stream draws all waters of all rivers of all being, the one unborn, unending, unchanging, and unblending, with might and majesty past thought, past seeing. Silver of moon and gold of sun our glances rolled from thy great eyes, thy visage beaming tender, over the stars and skies doth to warm life surprise thy universe. The worlds are filled with wonder of thy perfections, space star sprinkled, and the place from pole to pole of the heavens, from bound to bound, hath thee in every spot, thee, thee. Where thou art not, O holy marvelous form, is nowhere found. O mystic awful one, at sight of thee made known, the three worlds quake, the lower gods draw nigh thee, they fold their palms and bow, body and breast and brow, and whispering worship, loud and magnify thee. Rishis and siddhas cry, Hail, highest majesty! From sage and singer breaks the hymn of glory, in holy melody sounding the praise of thee, while countless companies take up the story. Rudras who ride the storms, the Adityas' shining forms, Vasus and Sadhyas, Vishvas, Ushmapas, Maruts and those great twins, the heavenly fair Ashwins, Gandharvas, Rakshasas, Siddhas, Ashuras. These see thee and revere in silence-stricken fear. Yea, the worlds, seeing thee with forms stupendous, with faces manifold, with eyes which all behold, unnumbered eyes, vast arms, members tremendous, flanks lit with sun and star, feet planted near and far, tushes of terror, mouths wrathful and tender, the three wide worlds before thee, adore as I adore thee, quake as I quake to witness so much splendor. I mark thee strike the skies with front in wondrous wise, huge rainbow painted, glittering, and thy mouth opened, and orbs which I see, all things whatever be, in all thy worlds, east, west, and north, and south. O eyes of God, O head, my strength of soul is fled, gone is heart's force, rebuked is mind's desire, when I behold thee so, with awful brows aglow, with burning glance and lips lighted with fire, fierce as those flames which shall consume at close of all earth, heaven. Ah me, I see no earth and heaven, thee, Lord of Lords, I see thee only, only thee. Ah, let thy mercy unto me be given. Thou refuge of the world, low to the cavern hurled, of thy wide opened throat and lips white tushed, I see our noblest ones, great Dhritarashtra's sons, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, caught and crushed. The kings and chiefs drawn in that gaping gorge within, the best of all both armies torn and riven, between thy jaws they lie, mangled, fell bloodily, ground into dust and death, like streams down-driven with helpless haste, which go in headlong, furious flow, straight to the gulfing maw of the unfilled ocean. So to that flaming cave these heroes great and brave pour in unending streams with helpless motion, like moths which in the night flutter towards a light, drawn to their fiery doom, flying and dying. So to their deaths still throng, blind, dazzled, borne along, ceaselessly, all these multitudes, wild flying. Thou that hast fashioned men devourest them again, one with another, great and small alike. The creatures whom thou makest, with flaming jaws thou takest, lapping them up, Lord God. Thy terrors strike from end to end of earth, filling life full from birth to death, with deadly burning lurid dread. Ah, Vishnu, make me know why is thy visage so? Who art thou, feasting thus upon thy dead? Who, awful deity? I bow myself to thee. Namastute Devavara Prasiddha. O mightiest Lord, rehearse. Why hast thou face so fierce? Whence did this aspect horrible proceed? Krishna, thou seest me as Time who kills, Time who brings all to doom, the slayer Time, ancient of days, come hither to consume, excepting thee. Of all these hosts of hostile chiefs arrayed, there shines not one shall leave alive the battlefield, dismayed, no longer be. Arise, obtain renown, destroy thy foes, fight for the kingdom waiting thee, when thou hast vanquished those. By me they fall, not thee. The stroke of death is dealt them now, even as they stand thus gallantly. My instrument art thou. Strike, strong-armed prince, at Drona, at Bhishma, strike. Deal death to Karna, Jayadratha, stay all this warlike breath. It's I who bid them perish, thou wilt but slay the slain. Fight, they must fall, and thou must live, victor upon this plain. Sanjaya. Hearing mighty Keshav's word, tremblingly that helmed lord clasped his lifted palms, and praying grace of Krishna, stood there saying, with bowed brow and accents broken, these words timorously spoken. Arjuna. Worthily, Lord of might, the whole world hath delight in thy surpassing power, obeying thee. The Rakshasas, in dread at sight of thee, are sped to all four quarters, and the company of Siddhas sound thy name. How should they not proclaim thy majesty's divinest, mightiest? Thou Brahm, than Brahma greater, thou infinite creator, thou God of gods, life's dwelling place and rest. Thou of all souls the soul, the comprehending whole, of being formed and formless being the framer. O utmost one, O Lord, older than eld, who stored the worlds with wealth of life, O treasure claimed, who wottest all and art wisdom thyself. O part in all, and all for all from thee have risen. Numberless now I see the aspects are of thee. Vayu thou art, and he who keeps the prison of Narak. Yama dark and Agni's shining spark. Varuna's waves are thy waves. Moon and starlight are thine. Prajapati art thou. And it's to thee men kneel in worshipping the old world's far light. The first of mortal men, again, thou God, again, 1,000,000 times be magnified. Honor and worship be, glory and praise to thee, Namo Namaste cried on every side, cried here, above, below, uttered when thou dost go, uttered when thou dost come. Namo we call, Namostu, God adored, Namostu, nameless Lord. Hail to thee, praise to thee, thou, one in all. For thou art all, yea, thou. Ah, if in anger now thou shouldst remember I did think thee friend, speaking with easy speech as men use each to each, did call thee Krishna, Prince, nor comprehend thy hidden majesty, the might, the awe of thee did in my heedlessness, or in my love, on journey or in jest, or when we lay at rest, sitting at council, straying in the grove, alone, or in the throng, do thee most holy wrong. Be thy grace granted for that witless sin, for thou art, now I know, Father of all below, of all above, of all the worlds within. Guru of gurus, more to reverence and adore than all which is adorable and high. How in the wide worlds three should any equal be? Shall any other share thy majesty? Therefore with body bent and reverent intent, I praise and serve and seek thee, asking grace, as father to a son, as friend to friend, as one who loveth to his lover. Turn thy face in gentleness on me. Good is it I did see this unknown marvel of thy form, but fear mingles with joy. Retake, dear Lord, for pity's sake, thine earthly shape, which earthly eyes may bear. Be merciful and show the visage that I know. Let me regard thee as of yore, arrayed with disk and forehead gem, with mace and anadem, thou who sustainest all things undismayed. Let me once more behold the form I loved of old, thou of the thousand arms and countless eyes. My frightened heart is fain to see restored again the charioteer, my Krishna's kind disguise. Krishna. Yea, thou hast seen, Arjuna, because I loved thee well, the secret countenance of me, revealed by mystic spell, shining and wonderful and vast, majestic, manifold, which none save thou in all the years had favor to behold. For not by Vedas cometh this, nor sacrifice, nor alms, nor works well done, nor penance long, nor prayers, nor chanted palms, that mortal eyes should bear to view the immortal soul unclad, Prince of the Kurus. This was kept for thee alone, be glad. Let no more trouble shake thy heart, because thine eyes have seen my terror with my glory. As I before have been, so will I be again for thee. With lightened heart behold, once more I am thy Krishna, the form thou knewest of old. Sanjaya. These words to Arjuna spake Vasudeva, and straight did take back again the semblance dear of the well-loved charioteer. Peace and joy it did restore when the prince beheld once more mighty Brahma's form and face, clothed in Krishna's gentle grace. Arjuna. Now that I see, come back, Janardana, this friendly human frame, my mind can think calm thoughts once more, my heart beats still again. Krishna. Yeah, it was wonderful and terrible to view me as thou didst, dear prince, the gods dread and desire continually to view, yet not by Vedas, nor from sacrifice, nor penance, nor gift-giving, nor with prayer, shall any so behold as thou hast seen, only by fullest service, perfect faith, and uttermost surrender am I known and seen and entered into, Indian prince? Who doeth all for me, who findeth me in all, adoreth always, loveth all which I have made, and me for love's sole end, that man, Arjuna, unto me doth wend. End of chapter 11 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ, entitled Vishvarupa Darshanam, or the Book of the Manifesting of the One and Manifold, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold.
Chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Nicholas James Bridgewater. The Bhagavad Gîtâ, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. Chapter 12 of the Religion of Faith. Arjuna, Lord, of the men who serve thee, true in heart as God revealed, and of the men who serve, worshipping thee unrevealed, unbodied, far, which take the better way of faith and life. Krishna, whoever serve me, as I show myself, constantly true, in full devotion fixed, these hold I very holy. But who serve, worshipping me, the One, the Invisible, the Unrevealed, Unnamed, Unthinkable, Uttermost, all-pervading, highest, sure, who thus adore me, mastering their sense of one set mind to all, glad in all good, these blessed souls come unto me. Yet hard the travail is for whoso bend their minds to reach the unmanifest. That viewless path shall scarce be trod by man bearing his flesh. But whereso any doeth all his deeds, renouncing self and me, full of me, fixed to serve only the highest night and day, musing on me, him will I swiftly lift forth from life's ocean of distress and death. Whose soul clings fast to me, cling thou to me, clasp me with heart and mind, so shalt thou dwell surely with me on high. But if thy thought droops from such height, if thou beest weak to set body and soul upon me constantly, despair not, give me lower service, seek to read me, worshipping with steadfast will, and, if thou canst not worship steadfastly, work for me, toil in works pleasing to me, for he that laboureth right for love of me shall finally attain. But if in this thy faint heart fails, bring me thy failure, find refuge in me, let fruits of labour go, renouncing all for me, with lowliest heart, so shalt thou come. For though to know is more than diligence, yet worship better is than knowing, and renouncing better still. Near to renunciation, very near, dwelleth eternal peace. Who hateth not of all which lives, living himself benign, compassionate, from arrogance exempt, exempt from love of self, unchangeable by good or ill, patient, contented, firm in faith, mastering himself, true to his word, seeking me, heart and soul, vowed unto me, that man I love. Who troubleth not his kind, and is not troubled by them, clear of wrath, living too high for gladness, grief, or fear, that man I love. Who dwelling quiet-eyed, stainless, serene, well-balanced, unperplexed, working with me, yet from all works detached, that man I love. Who, fixed in faith on me, dotes upon none, scorns none, rejoices not and grieves not, letting good and evil hap, light when it will, and when it will depart, that man I love. Who unto friend and foe, keeping an equal heart with equal mind, bears shame and glory with an equal peace, takes heat and cold, pleasure and pain, abides quit of desires, hears praise or calumny in passionless restraint, unmoved by each, linked by no ties to earth, steadfast in me, that man I love. But most of all I love those happy ones, to whom 'tis life to live in single fervid faith and love unseeing, eating the blessed Amrit of my being. End of chapter 12. Recording by Nicholas James Bridgewater. Recorded in Alexandria, Egypt, North Africa.
The Bhagavad Gîtâ or Song Celestial, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold, Chapter 13. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The present recording is by Raju, Ramina45@hotmail.com. Chapter 13. Of Religion by Separation of Matter and Spirit. Arjuna. Now would I hear, O gracious Kesava, of life which seems, and soul beyond, which sees, and what it is we know, or seem to know. Krishna. Yea, son of Kunti, for this flesh ye see is Kshetra, is the field where life disports, and that which views and knows it is the soul, Kshetrajna. In all fields, thou Indian prince, I am Kshetrajna. I am what surveys. Only that knowledge knows which knows the known by the knower, what it is, that field of life, what qualities it hath, and whence it is, and why it changeth, and the faculty that voteth it, the mightiness of this, and how it voteth. Hear these things from me. The elements, the conscious life, the mind, the unseen vital force, the 9 great gates of the body, or the 5 domains of sense. Desire, dislike, pleasure and pain, and thought deep woven, and persistency of being, these all are wrought on matter by the soul. Humbleness, truthfulness, and harmlessness, patience and honor, reverence for the wise, purity, constancy, control of self, contempt of sense delights, self-sacrifice, perception of the certitude of ill, in birth, death, disease, suffering and sin, detachment, lightly holding unto home, children and wife, and all that bindeth men, an ever tranquil heart in fortune's good and fortune's evil, with a will set firm to worship me only, ceasing not, loving all solitudes and shunning noise of foolish crowds, endeavors resolute to reach perception of the utmost soul, and grace to understand what gain it were, so to attain. This is true wisdom, Prince, and what is otherwise is ignorance. Now will I speak of knowledge best to know, the truth which giveth man Amrit to drink, the truth of Him, the Parabrahm, the All, the Uncreated, not Asat, not Sat, not form, nor the unformed, yet both and more, whose hands are everywhere and everywhere, planted His feet and everywhere, His eyes beholding, and His ears in every place hearing, and all His faces everywhere, enlightening and encompassing His worlds, glorified by the senses He hath given, yet beyond sense He is, sustaining all. He dwelleth unattached, of forms and modes, master, yet neither form nor mode hath He. He is within all beings, and without, motionless, yet still moving, not discerned for subtlety of instant presence, close to all, to each, yet measurelessly far, not manifold, and yet subsisting still in all which lives, forever to be known as the sustainer, yet at the end of times He maketh all to end, and recreates. The light of lights He is, in the heart of the dark, shining eternally. Wisdom He is, and wisdom's way, and guide of all the wise, planted in every heart, so have I told, of life's stuff, and the moulding, and the lore to comprehend. Whoso, adoring me, perceiveth this, shall surely come to me. Know thou that nature and the spirit both have no beginning. Know that qualities and changes of them are by nature wrought. The nature puts to work the acting frame, but spirit doth inform it, and so cause feeling of pain and pleasure. Spirit, linked to moulded matter, entereth into bond with qualities by nature framed, and thus married to matter, breathes the birth again in good or evil yonis. Yet is this A in its bodily prison, spirit pure, spirit supreme, surveying, governing, guarding, possessing, Lord and Master, still Purusha, ultimate, one soul with me. Whoso thus knows himself and knows his soul, Purusha, working through the qualities with nature's modes, the light hath come for him. Whatever flesh he bears, never again shall he take on its load. Some few there be, by meditation find the soul in self, self-schooled, and some by long philosophy and holy life reach thither. Some by words, some never so attaining, hear of light from other lips and seize, and cleave to it, worshipping, yea, and those to teaching true overpass death. Wherever Indian prince life is, of moving things, or things unmoved, plant or still seed, know what is there hath grown, by bond of matter and spirit. No, he sees indeed who sees in all alike, the living, lordly soul, the soul supreme, imperishable amid the perishing. For whoso thus beholds in every place, in every form, the same one living Lord, doth no more wrongfulness unto himself, but goes the highest road which brings to bliss, seeing he sees, indeed, who sees that works are nature's own, for soul to use, not love, acting, yet not the actor, sees the mass of separate living things, each of its kind, issue from one and blend again to one. Then hath he Brahma, he attains, O Prince, that ultimate high spirit, uncreate, unqualified, even when it entereth flesh, taketh no stain of acts, worketh in naught, light to the ethereal air, pervading all, which for sheer subtlety avoideth taint. The subtle soul sits everywhere unstained, like to the light of all piercing sun, which is not changed by aught it shines upon. The soul's light shineth pure in every place, and they who by such eye of wisdom see how matter and what deals with it divide, and how the spirit and the flesh have strife, these wise ones go the way which leads to life. Here endeth chapter 13 of the Bhagavad Gîtâ, entitled Kshetra Kshetra Jnana Vibhaga Yoga, or the Book of Religion by Separation of Matter and Spirit. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The present recording is by Raju, Ramina45@hotmail.com. The Bhagavad Gîtâ, or Song Celestial, translated by Sir Edwin Arnold. Chapter 14. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The present recording is by Raju, Ramina45@hotmail.com. Chapter 14. Of Religion by Separation from the Qualities. Krishna. Yet Father will I open unto thee this wisdom of all wisdoms uttermost, the which possessing all my saints have passed to perfectness. On these high verities, reliant, rising into fellowship with me, they are not born again at birth of kalpas, nor at pralayas suffer change. This universe, the womb, is where I plant seed of all lives. Then, Prince of India, comes birth to all beings. Whoso, Kunti's son, mothers each mortal form, Brahma conceives, and I am he that fathers, sending seed. Sattvan, Rajas, and Tamas, so are named the qualities of nature, soothfastness, passion, and ignorance. These three bind down the changeless spirit in the changeful flesh, whereof sweet soothfastness by purity living unsullied and enlightened, binds the sinless soul to happiness and truth, and passion, being kin to appetite and breeding impulse and propensity, binds the embodied soul. O Kunti's son, by tie of works, but ignorance, the child of darkness, blinding mortal men, binds down their souls to stupor, sloth, and drowsiness. Yea, Prince of India, soothfastness binds souls in pleasant vice to flesh, and passion binds by toilsome strain. But ignorance, which blots the beams of wisdom, binds the soul to sloth. Passion and ignorance, once overcome, leave soothfastness. O Bharata, where this with ignorance or absent, passion rules, and ignorance in hearts, not good nor quick. When at all gateways of the body shines the lamp of knowledge, then may one see well soothfastness settled in that city reigns, where longing is, and ardor and unrest, impulse to strive and gain, and avarice. Those spring from passion, Prince, ingrained, and where darkness and dullness, sloth and stupor are, its ignorance hath caused them. Kuru chief, moreover, when a soul departeth, fixed in soothfastness, it goeth to the place, perfect and pure, of those that know all truth. If it departeth in set habitude of impulse, it shall go into the world of spirits tied to works. And if it dies in hardened ignorance, that blinded soul is born anew in some unlighted womb. The fruit of soothfastness is true and sweet. The fruit of lust is pain and toil. The fruit of ignorance is deeper darkness. Yea, for light brings light, and passion ache to have. Blindness, bewilderments, and ignorance grow forth from ignorance. Those of the first rise ever higher. Those of the second mode take a mid-place. The darkened souls sink back to lower deeps, loaded with witlessness. When watching life, the living man perceives the only actors are the qualities, and knows what lives beyond the qualities. Then is he come nigh unto me. The soul, thus passing forth from the three qualities, whereof arise all bodies, overcomes birth, death, sorrow, and age, and drinketh deep the undying wine of Amrit. Arjuna. O my Lord, which be the signs to know him that hath gone past the three modes? How liveth he? What way leadeth him safe beyond the threefold modes? Krishna. He who with equanimity surveys lustre of goodness, strife of passion, sloth of ignorance, not angry if they are, not angry when they are not. He who sits a sojourner and stranger in their midst, unruffled, standing off, saying, serene, when troubles break. These are the qualities, he unto whom, self-centered, grief and joy sound as one word, to whose deep-seeing eyes the clod, the marble, and the gold are one, whose equal heart holds the same gentleness for lovely and unlovely things, firm set, well pleased in praise and dispraise, satisfied with honor or dishonor, unto friends and unto foes alike in tolerance, detached from undertakings. He is named surmounter of the qualities, and such with single fervent faith adoring me, passing beyond the qualities, conforms to Brahma and attains me. For I am that whereof Brahma is the likeness. Mine the Amrit is, and immortality is mine, and mine perfect felicity. Here ends chapter 14 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, or the Book of Religion by Separation from the Qualities. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The present recording is by Raju, Ramina45 at hotmail.com.